What really happened in the Akademiks versus Chrisean Rock drama? Oh, you think you've seen messy before? Think again. This wasn't just an argument. This was a cultural earthquake, a social media meltdown, and a car crash you couldn't stop rubbernecking if you tried. Forget reality TV. This feud made the Kardashians look like librarians playing Uno on a Sunday afternoon. Akademiks, the internet's loudest commentator with a mic permanently glued to his ego, went toe-to-toe with Chrisean Rock, the chaos queen of hip-hop headlines, known for turning every room she walks into a demolition site. Put them in the same conversation, and it was never going to end with handshakes. It was destined to explode like a fireworks stand on the 4th of July. The leaked clips? Pure insanity. Screaming, dragging, roasting, and a vibe so toxic it made love and hip-hop reunions look like family therapy. Fans were stunned, haters were entertained, and the memes? Oh, the memes wrote themselves. So stick around, because what went down wasn't just drama, it was a scandal for the history books. And the truth behind the Akademiks versus Chrisean Rock saga will leave you clutching your phone like it's gospel. The Akademiks versus Chrisean Rock saga didn't just come out of nowhere. No, this feud has roots. Deep, tangled roots in a garden of ego, chaos, and hip-hop controversy. You couldn't invent two characters more destined to clash. On one side, Akademiks, the loudmouth commentator who built an empire out of stirring drama with the precision of a gossip surgeon wielding a chainsaw. On the other, Chrisean Rock, the walking headline, the storm that doesn't just follow her, it is her. The woman could sneeze on livestream, and Twitter would turn it into a 72-hour discourse thread. Together, it was bound to be gasoline meeting fire? Let's rewind. Akademiks has been poking at celebrities for years, building a reputation for being the internet's messy uncle. He's got a talent for turning interviews into arguments, and arguments into viral clips, and he knows it. He thrives on it. He doesn't sip tea, he brews entire kettles, pours it scalding hot, and serves it to millions of followers. His beefs with rappers, reality stars, and even mainstream artists have been legendary. So when whispers started about him throwing shade at Chrisean Rock, the culture leaned in like they were about to hear their favorite verse. Chrisean, meanwhile, has never needed an invitation to the drama table. She is the table. Every public appearance, every Instagram live, every viral clip, there's chaos, and then there's Chrisean Rock chaos. She's fought on reality shows, gone viral for meltdowns, and turned toxic relationships into soap operas the internet just can't quit. To put it bluntly, Chrisean is allergic to boring, so when Akademiks fired his shots, calling out her lifestyle, her relationship drama, and even mocking her for being famous for fighting instead of music, the internet knew things were about to get ugly. And sure enough, Chrisean didn't take the insult lying down. She clapped back faster than a Nicki Minaj stan on Twitter. "Who the fuck is Akademiks to talk about me?" she yelled during one of her infamous Instagram lives, her voice vibrating like it had Red Bull and battery acid mixed in. The leaked footage of their online spat showed exactly what you'd expect. Akademiks raising his voice, talking over everyone like he was hosting a reality show reunion, and Chrisean throwing verbal punches like they were Mayweather jabs. It wasn't just a disagreement. It was a full-on brawl of words, egos, and energy that made viewers feel like they were watching two thunderstorms collide. And oh, the reactions. The second the clip hit the internet, fans lost it. Twitter erupted like a volcano. Memes, jokes, and threads analyzing every second of the footage. One viral tweet read, "Akademiks versus Chrisean Rock is like putting a chihuahua and a pit bull in the same cage, and then acting shocked when chaos happens." Another said, "This fight has more energy than a WWE Royal Rumble." Brutal? Yes. Accurate? Absolutely. TikTok creators wasted no time. Within hours, skits popped up reenacting the clash, exaggerating Akademiks' high-pitched yelling and Chrisean's aggressive stance. One skit showed a guy pretending to be Akademiks, hiding behind a microphone for protection, while another played Chrisean, smashing through the set like the Kool-Aid Man. Millions of views later, the internet had crowned the feud the best free entertainment of the year. But here's the thing. This wasn't just funny to fans. It was humiliating for both sides. Akademiks, already infamous for being seen as all talk, no action, was roasted for looking like he was ready to call security through a computer screen. Chrisean, meanwhile, was clowned for always turning everything into a fight, with critics saying she'd rather throw hands than throw bars. The footage fed into every stereotype about both of them, making it impossible for either to walk away looking good. And the blogs? They went feral. Headlines popped up on every gossip site. Akademiks and Chrisean Rock clash in explosive online meltdown. Chrisean Rock versus Akademiks, the internet's messiest feud yet. Akademiks gets screamed at by Chrisean Rock in viral clip. These weren't articles, they were grenades tossed into the timeline to keep the chaos spinning. Meanwhile, fans started choosing sides. Team Akademiks said Chrisean was proving his point, that she couldn't handle criticism without losing her cool. Team Chrisean argued that she was right to clap back because Akademiks has made a career out of disrespect. And then there was the third group, the spectators who didn't care who was right or wrong, they just wanted more drama. In fact, the hashtag #Akademiks vs Chrisean trended higher than some actual award shows. The first wave of celebrity reactions didn't help. Rappers, influencers, and even comedians chimed in. One rapper tweeted, "Akademiks better stop before Chrisean pulls up in person." A comedian joked, "That fight had more screaming than my mom catching me sneaking in past curfew." And Blueface, Chrisean's on-again, off-again ex, added fuel by posting a cryptic tweet. "Ain't nobody checking Rock but me." That one tweet alone set off another chain of debates, dragging their messy relationship right back into the spotlight. But the most savage reactions came from fans who stitched old clips of Akademiks talking tough and paired them with the leaked footage of him looking flustered. "Same energy?" One caption asked sarcastically. Another meme showed Chrisean's face photoshopped onto a Mortal Kombat character with the caption, "Finish him." The thing about internet scandals is they don't just expose the moment, they dig up the past. And soon, old clips of Akademiks feuding with rappers like Meek Mill and Freddie Gibbs resurfaced, with fans drawing parallels. "He talks big but always folds," one viral thread said. Meanwhile, old Chrisean clips of fights on Zeus Network shows resurfaced too, with fans saying, "This is her natural habitat, Akademiks never stood a chance." The cultural fallout was immediate. Within 24 hours, the feud wasn't just a clip, it was a case study in clashing personalities. Akademiks represented the loud, messy media machine that thrives on poking bears. Chrisean represented the unpredictable chaos of reality TV stardom. And together, they created a storm the internet couldn't stop replaying. The first reactions cemented the scandal as more than just a spat. It was a viral explosion that proved one thing. When Akademiks and Chrisean Rock collide, the result isn't just drama, it's history. And little did fans know, this was only the opening act. Because the reactions, the memes, the outrage, those were just the first wave. The real meltdown was still coming. If the first round of Akademiks vs Chrisean Rock was a warm-up fight, the second round was a heavyweight championship. Except the ring was Twitter, TikTok, and every messy gossip blog in existence. The internet wasn't just watching anymore. It was participating, remixing, and dragging this feud into every possible corner of culture. The celebrity reactions came like dominoes. Everyone with a blue checkmark, real or bot, had something to say. Cardi B liked a shady post about how women from reality TV fight harder than men in hip-hop beefs, and instantly fans spun it into Cardi's Team Chrisean. Meanwhile, 50 Cent, the king of trolling himself, dropped a meme on Instagram showing Akademiks ducking under a table with the caption, "This what it looked like when you talk crazy on the internet." It got 1 million likes in hours. Then Cat Williams chimed in during a stand-up set, roasting the feud without even naming names. You know the world's upside down when a blogger screams louder than a rapper's girlfriend? We living in the apocalypse, people. The audience lost it, and so did the internet. That clip went viral as fans labeled it the most accurate take. But the most shocking reaction came from Blueface, Chrisean's forever entangled ex. He posted a cryptic IG story with just one line. "That's my rock. She don't play with nobody." Fans read it like a green light. Was he defending her? Was he claiming ownership? Or was he just stirring the pot for clout? Either way, it reignited the Blueface Chrisean soap opera, dragging him back into a feud that wasn't even his to begin with. While celebrities debated, memes hit their final form. People started editing Chrisean into Street Fighter games, with her character screaming at Akademiks until his health bar dropped to 0. Another viral video replaced the jailhouse scene from The Dark Knight, with Chrisean playing the Joker, yelling at Akademiks as Batman. One tweet summed it up best. "This feud is the Marvel crossover we never asked for, but can't stop watching. We never asked for, but can't stop watching." And the outrage? Oh, it went nuclear. Fans weren't just laughing anymore. They were dividing into battle camps. One side, the Team Akademiks crowd, argued that he was exposing Chrisean's erratic behavior, showing the world why she's more drama than music. The other side, Team Chrisean, clapped back saying Akademiks was a hypocrite who built his career off of exploiting drama, then acted shocked when chaos came knocking. Threads turned into wars. TikToks turned into propaganda. Suddenly, everyone was debating who won the feud like it was a boxing match. Polls went viral. Who had the bigger meltdown, Ak or Rock? Thousands voted. The results leaned toward Akademiks, but only by a hair, and that slim margin fueled even more arguments. The scandal spiraled so far out of control that it stopped being about what actually happened and became about what it represented. Fans started treating it like a cultural allegory. Akademiks was cast as toxic media culture, the man who talks loud but hides behind microphones. Chrisean became chaotic authenticity, the woman who might throw a chair at you, but at least she's real about it. The internet doesn't just watch scandals, it mythologizes them. Meanwhile, YouTube channels turned the feud into a cottage industry. Reaction videos, commentary breakdowns, even body language expert clips popped up. One viral analysis showed Akademiks leaning back in his chair during the clash and concluded, "That's a fear response." Another claimed Chrisean's tone shifts proved she wasn't just angry, she was performing anger. Whether the analysis was legit or nonsense didn't matter. It got clicks. The escalation reached another level when rumors swirled that Chrisean wanted to pull up on Akademiks in person. Fans flooded his streams with comments like, "You better hide and Rock is on the way." Ak, never one to back down, doubled down with a rant about how he wasn't scared of reality TV energy. Within minutes, TikTokers clipped it with the caption, translation, "He's terrified." The irony is that both Ak and Chrisean were feeding the machine. Every response they gave, every clapback, every IG live, every stream, just poured more fuel on the fire. Neither of them seemed to realize that the internet wasn't rooting for them to win. It was rooting for the chaos to continue. And then came the wildest twist: merch. Yes, within days, online shops popped up selling t-shirts with slogans like Akademiks versus Chrisean, who screamed louder? And hoodies with cartoon graphics of the feud. Fans were literally buying scandal souvenirs, turning a viral meltdown into fashion. One TikTok showed someone unboxing their Team Rock hoodie with the caption, "This is bigger than Drake versus Kendrick." But beneath the jokes, people started questioning the bigger picture. What does this feud say about hip-hop culture? One viral thread asked. Was it proof that drama overshadows music? That clout chasing has become more important than talent? Or was it just another reminder that fans care more about the spectacle than the art? Each angle added another layer of discourse, another reason for the internet to stay glued to the mess. By the end of the week, the Akademiks versus Chrisean saga wasn't just a feud anymore. It was a cultural phenomenon. Late-night hosts joked about it. Sports commentators slipped references into broadcasts. Even teachers on TikTok admitted their students were bringing it up in class. That's when you know a scandal has transcended its origins, when it leaves the gossip blogs and becomes dinner table conversation. And yet, even with all the noise, the cliffhanger remained. What happens next? Would Akademiks and Chrisean keep the war going? Would they squash it? Or would it explode into something even messier, maybe even physical? The internet didn't know. But one thing was clear, they weren't done watching, because scandals like this don't just entertain, they addict. When the dust began to settle from the Akademiks vs. Chrisean Rock firestorm, the real question wasn't who won, it was who lost more. And in the court of public opinion, the answer wasn't simple. Because scandals like this don't just fade, they stain. They stick to reputations like permanent tattoos, the kind you got at 18 and instantly regretted. For Akademiks, the damage was obvious. He went into the feud as the loudest voice in online hip-hop commentary and came out looking like a man who got verbally steamrolled by a one-woman hurricane. The memes of him looking panicked behind his mic cemented his image not as the fearless commentator he claims to be, but as the guy who pokes lions from behind a cage and then freaks out when they roar back. Fans didn't forget his words. They remembered the tone, the body language, the way his bravado cracked when Rock went nuclear. In the scandal economy, perception is everything, and perception declared him the loser. Chrisean, on the other hand, gained and lost in equal measure. On one side, she solidified her brand as chaos personified, the woman who doesn't back down, doesn't bite her tongue, and doesn't care who she offends. That authenticity is exactly why her fanbase worships her. But on the flip side, critics piled on, saying the feud proved what they've been saying all along, that she's addicted to chaos, allergic to accountability, and incapable of focusing on her music long enough to build something sustainable. The leaked meltdown became both her crown and her curse. For their reputations, the clash turned into a double-edged sword. Akademiks looked weak. Chrisean looked reckless. Both fed the internet's appetite, but neither came out truly clean. And yet, in the weird math of clout, both walked away with more attention than ever before. The bigger consequence, though, was how this feud shifted the culture around them. For fans, it became Exhibit A in the case of clout over content. People weren't debating music. They were debating insults, tone, memes. The scandal became proof that the internet values drama over artistry, shouting over skill, and spectacle over substance. And the worst part? Nobody seemed mad about it. They loved it. Think about it. Hip-hop has had legendary beefs. Nas vs. Jay-Z, Drake vs. Pusha T, even the wild, decade-long 50 Cent vs. J. Rule saga. But Akademiks vs. Chrisean? This wasn't about bars, it was about viral clips. It wasn't lyrical warfare, it was meme warfare. And that's why it hit so hard. It was the perfect scandal for the TikTok era, where 15 seconds of yelling can generate 15 million views. The aftermath also forced other celebrities to pick sides, even if they didn't want to. Some rappers who'd been critical of Akademiks in the past gleefully reposted memes, treating his humiliation like karma served cold. Others kept quiet, not wanting to become collateral damage in a feud that seemed to devour anyone who so much as liked the wrong post. That silence, though, spoke volumes. Nobody wanted to be on the wrong end of the next viral meltdown. Meanwhile, fans didn't just move on, they kept the scandal alive. Old Akademiks clips resurfaced, each one reinterpreted as proof that he always folds when pressured. Old Chrisean fights resurfaced too, fueling the narrative that she thrives only in conflict. The internet turned their pasts into ammunition, and the ammunition into content. Every scandal lives longer when the archives get reopened. And then came the merch wave's second act. Independent designers started selling Team Akademiks and Team Rock gear like it was a heavyweight fight. Etsy shops listed mugs that said, "Don't talk crazy unless you want rock energy." One viral hoodie showed Akademiks hiding under his mic with the words Akademiks. Fans weren't just watching the scandal, they were buying it, wearing it, monetizing it. That's how deeply the feud embedded itself into the culture. But the real kicker? The cliffhanger, the one thing that kept everyone glued, even after the chaos cooled. People wanted to know, will it happen again? Because if there's one thing about Akademiks and Chrisean, it's that neither of them knows how to let things go. Akademiks can't resist clapping back. It's literally his brand. Chrisean can't resist turning every slight into a fight. It's literally her oxygen. So fans weren't just entertained by what happened. They were waiting for the sequel. Speculation ran wild. Some believed the feud would spill into a physical confrontation at an event or club. Others swore Chrisean would drop a diss track, maybe even featuring Blueface just to twist the knife deeper. And then there were those who predicted Akademiks would milk the feud forever, turning every podcast into another rant about how he's the victim. The possibilities were endless, and the culture thrived on that uncertainty. The scandal also left behind a brutal lesson. In 2025, nobody cares who's right or wrong. They care about who's entertaining. Akademiks and Chrisean Rock weren't debated like serious figures. They were consumed like characters on a TV show. Fans didn't want resolution. They wanted reruns. They didn't want peace. They wanted more chaos. And that hunger is what ensures scandals like this never truly die. By the end of the saga, both Akademiks and Chrisean found themselves cemented deeper into the culture than ever before. Not because of music, not because of accomplishments, but because of a meltdown that went viral. And that's the twisted brilliance of scandal. It destroys you while keeping you relevant. And so, the aftermath left the culture buzzing, laughing, and waiting for round 2. Because as wild as this clash was, you know deep down, this wasn't the finale. It was just the cliffhanger. This wasn't the finale. It was just the cliffhanger. And there you have it. The drama that made the internet choke on its popcorn. Akademiks versus Chrisean Rock wasn't just a feud, it was a full-blown cultural circus. One side screaming behind a mic, the other side turning verbal jabs into a demolition derby. The result? A viral mess so entertaining it made love and hip-hop look like Sunday school. But here's the truth. This isn't over. Feuds like this don't end, they hibernate, waiting for the next podcast, the next IG Live, the next offhand comment that reignites the fire. Akademiks can't stay quiet if his life depended on it. And Chrisean, she was born to flip chaos into headlines. The only real question is, What's the sequel going to look like? Now I want to hear from you. Who came out on top in this clash of clout titans? Was it Akademiks, hiding behind his mic but still managing to spin the narrative? Or was it Chrisean, who turned her rage into viral gold, even if critics called it reckless? Drop your takes in the comments. Savage, unfiltered, and messy. You know the drill. And hey us, don't just sit there spectating. Smash that like button like it owes you rent money. Hit subscribe harder than Chrisean throwing a chair on reality TV. And ring that notification bell like you're calling security at an Akademiks live stream. Because trust me, the scandals don't stop here. This is only chapter 1 in a saga that makes Netflix dramas look underproduced. Stick with us, because when the next bomb drops, and it will, you'll hear it here first. This is Scandal Spark, where the chaos burns brighter, wilder, and messier than anywhere else.